start the show with the graphic up on the screen. We are live, so I'm just going to start talking. This is the cast at Glocker, Glocker Realty and Insurance. We are on every Wednesday at 6 o'clock on Facebook and YouTube. We do need people to subscribe to our YouTube page, so please do that if you can, if you're so inclined. It helps us out. It helps us spread the message. Plus, we have a lot of great content on our YouTube channel. There's all kinds of things to see and watch. We should be live on Facebook.
I'm looking for it right now.
And we're live on the Glocker Realty page, Glocker Realty and Insurance on Facebook, Glocker Realty and Insurance on YouTube. And I did set it up to stream to Helping Hands. So you should be able to see this on the Helping Hands Facebook page as well. So that brings us to our guest. Our guests tonight are Laura and Bruce from Helping Hands.
From Helping Hands, yeah.
So here we are.
Okay.
I'm going to continue to do some stuff over here because not only do I co-host the show, the show, I'm also the tech guy.
You are the tech guy.
And there's some graphics that I want to get queued up because I have a lot of these cool graphics. I want to remind people, please comment on the show. I can see the comments coming through. So make your comments. We'll try to work your questions and comments into the show as much as possible.
Very good. You know what? You know why there was that weird pause there? Man?
Why?
Not because I'm unprofessional in any way.
Right.
Yeah, it couldn't be that. Because I was trying to bring up the show.
Yeah.
So I could see what comments come up.
Yeah.
And I turned off my phone. And so it threw me off. I didn't know what to do at that point.
You turned it off the phone altogether?
Yeah, because the volume was up and I guess somehow or another I turned the phone off completely. I don't know.
Okay.
So I'm bringing my phone back up and I'll be back into the show in a matter of seconds, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me get started up by saying this. Laura and Bruce have joined us tonight from Helping Hands. So let's kick off the first question. People need to know what Helping Hands is. What service do you bring to the community through Helping Hands?
Okay. We provide programs for adults with intellectual disabilities, primarily in the Montgomery County area, but we also serve Berks, Lehigh, and Chester counties as well.
Okay.
And what services do you provide? Like, what do you mean by you provide services?
We have our day program located out on Hoffmansville Road, where we have an aging program, an adult training facility, and a work activity center. We also have 6 group homes in the area with our residential program, Gilbertsville, Perkiomenville, and Pottstown. And we also have a summer camp program and a socialization recreation program.
What does socialization mean? Break that down.
Well, pre-COVID, the social rec program was extremely involved with the community. We're involved with Special Olympic swimming, bowling league in Limerick, a lot of different activities that are suggested by the individuals who participate.
So the individuals who participate are the people who are receiving the service.
Yes.
So you sit down through the course of bringing this person into your organization. You have some meetings with that person and you talk to them about what their likes, dislikes are, things of that nature. Am I getting a handle on this?
A little bit. I mean, a lot of times it's word of mouth, being that we're so small, bringing new individuals in. Most of the individuals who have been with us for years and years and years. New folks come to us and generally we have a phone conversation and then we send out an application that would just have general paperwork. I usually recommend that they would come to different activities first to kind of get a handle on if it's something they'd be interested in doing, get to know the staff a little bit, and then proceed from there. Unfortunately, we're closed with that.
So then you kind of take a poll. Like if there's 25 people, let's say, that want to go swimming on Saturdays, then you help set that up for them. I'm trying to get to the heart of, you got to relax.
I know.
I'm not, this isn't 60 Minutes. I'm not Ed Bradley. I'm not here to do
She just wait for you to break out that
a hardcore investigative. Yeah, this is just fun, right? I am trying to learn about your organization because I know that there's people out there that are having these same questions, right? And I have a sister who has some mental deficiencies or mentally handicapped, whatever you want to call it.
Intellectual disabilities.
There you
isn't it?
go.
Okay.
So maybe I want to get my sister plugged in with Helping Hands.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to get a handle on the socialization piece, right? You're basically taking people out into the community so that they can socialize and participate in activities. What I'm trying to get at is, how do you decide what activities you're going to do? What are the scope of the activities that you're going to do? There could be, we have a lot of business owners that watch this show, right? Maybe there's some business owner that provides an activity that your folks would like to participate in. So that's what I'm really trying to get a handle on.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we try to do. We try to mesh businesses, mesh groups together.
Yeah.
So
Let me jump in.
feel free.
Two of the major activities we do is our swimming program and our bowling program.
Okay.
The swimming program runs through the Y,
Okay.
and it's an organized program run through Special Olympics, and they organize the format. And we put out a newsletter every month describing the programs we're doing. And the swimming program has been going on for years and years and years. Most of our contacts come through families knowing us, case managers for the counties, and as Laura said, word of mouth. Our bowling program, probably our most popular program, has as many as 50, 60 people at its peak. Again, COVID has screwed up most of our social community programs just by the nature of what we have to do in terms of managing COVID stuff.
Right.
And then the other time, what we're doing is, as you suggested, we ask our folks, what do you want to do? And they come back to us. There are certain things we know they enjoy doing. We have movie nights at the facility, in our building in Beckhamsville. They like to go to the Reading Phillies and things like that. Anything they can suggest, we try to put together. I will tell you right now, Laura ran that program for many, many, many years. And one of the strengths that she brought to the agency and to the program was her ability to think outside the box, to do programs for individuals with disabilities that nobody else would even think of doing.
And in thinking outside the box, I think became important during the time of COVID, right?
To some degree, but even before that, why don't you tell them about one of the cruises?
Okay. So that's where I thought you were going. Many, many years ago, Bruce and I have been with Helping Hands for a very long time. And I went to Bruce a long time ago suggesting, hey, we have this group that comes to our social rec program all the time. What do you think if we were to go on a cruise? And he was a little apprehensive. We talked to the board about it, and it was brought back to ask the families what they think. Every single family was about it, and we filled it up in a very short time. And that first trip, we did a cruise with, I think, 11 individuals and 5 staff, which completely volunteered their time. And we went on a cruise out of Florida to the Caribbean. Since then, we've done 10 different trips, anywhere from Nashville to Jamaica to Cancun to
Disney twice.
Wow.
Myrtle Beach. And those trips fill up extremely quickly. And we've managed to have staff, full-time staff or our social rec staff, part-time staff that work elsewhere, volunteer their time every single trip to go with us to, our last trip was a couple of years ago. We went on a cruise to the Bahamas, I think. And we had 20 individuals and 6 staff go.
That's really cool.
What is the age range of people that you provide service to? Is this all adults, or do you do kids and teenagers too?
Originally, we actually started at much younger, but because so many of our individuals have been with us for so long, we mainly starting at 21 and up. I think the oldest individual we have in our aging program is in his upper 70s.
So how does somebody get plugged into this Helping Hands system? What is the application process, or what are the requirements for somebody to be accepted into the program, let's say?
Well, the social rec program doesn't necessarily have a waiting list, being that we will serve a large population. And like Bruce had said, we send out a newsletter on a somewhat regular basis. And then if individuals are interested in coming, they call and sign up for it.
Right.
So that's kind of flexible. And that application process is just paperwork, and then also involves a physical and a basic data information sheet about each person. And then it gets sent in, and then we send an acceptance letter with the most recent newsletter. Our other programs, we have a waiting list, especially right now because a handful of other day programs are closed. Our waiting list is somewhat long, but once we muddle through the staffing crisis that everybody's experiencing right now.
Sure.
Hopefully we'll be able to take some other individuals who are on that waiting list.
So you were also talking about volunteer staff. So what's the breakdown between your professional paid staff and your volunteer staff?
Can you clarify exactly what you mean?
So do you have, besides you and Bruce, do you have any other employees of Helping Hands Pennsylvania?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We have approximately 85 employees with Helping Hands. Currently, we do not have any volunteers, being COVID.
COVID, right.
And volunteers with our regulations have to go through a process of physical and criminal record checks, et cetera, et cetera. So right now, we don't really have any volunteers.
Outside of COVID,
Outside of-
normally?
Outside of COVID, sometimes schools have been part of the social rec program, which does not have the state regulations as in depth as our residential or our day program does.
Okay.
And the staff who do go on those big vacations are already employees of ours, but
I
they volunteer
gotcha.
their time.
So tell us about your residential program. What does that look like?
Okay, hear you.
I'll jump in. Go for it.
Okay. We have 6 residential group homes. Like I said, they're Gilbertsville, Perkiomenville, and Pottstown. We have 15 individuals throughout those 6 houses, and the individuals run from folks who are fairly independent to those who have some medical concerns, some behavioral concerns.
And that's kind of the question I wanted to ask you. Does their capability come into play, whether they can be part of the group or not? I mean, is there a certain level, like,
Not necessarily. I mean, each individual comes. They have an individual service plan, which is a very detailed document that gives a lot of background information and also their daily needs, whether it be physical needs, medical needs, behavioral needs, anything that might be needed on a daily basis. And then our staffing patterns are somewhat based on that.
Okay.
I mean, one of our responsibilities as a provider agency is to figure out how to work with folks and look at their strengths and weaknesses and try to build programs that weigh into those 2 areas. One additional thing I'll say about our group homes is that they're very much set up as a home setting. If you visit any of our group homes, you probably wouldn't necessarily know that it was a home for special needs folks. You can usually tell when you drive around, less so now because lots of people have ramps on their houses.
Right.
But back in the day, ramp was really the only way you knew that there's a house with folks with special needs.
Right. Right.
And again, our residential program is designed to create as normal a home environment, and I'll even say a family environment for the folks that we serve. And as Laura said, they run their skill level of our folks runs the gamut from folks with multiple disabilities to folks that if you pass them on the street, you wouldn't even know they had a disability.
Right. Okay.
So it's a range. It's a pretty wide range of services that you provide. Now, are these, so as far as how do people pay for this, right? Is this something that they are getting through their disability, Social Security, things of that nature? Families are paying for it, some combination. How does this get paid for?
Through the residential program, it is through their disability.
Okay. Now, do you have residents or clients that work?
Yes, a handful of our individuals actually go to the Helping Hand State program. There's our work activity center, and they do piecework for
Power Sports,
which is a local company that they do ball bearings for motorcycles.
Okay.
And the individuals actually earn paychecks every other week, just like we do. And so they consider that work. We do have a little bit of community involvement. We have somebody who's on track to get a job in the community, and we have a lot of our programs that are doing volunteer work in the community.
Okay.
Meals on Wheels, multi-service, things like that.
Okay. Now, do you help them? Because obviously, if somebody's on Social Security and they're getting benefits through SSI, then they're kind of limited on how much money they can make at a job.
Right.
Do you help the clients? Do you help your people manage that kind of thing?
fiscal department is extremely good at monitoring and making sure that we, a lot of the individuals have to stay under a certain amount of money and
Right.
Manages that fairly well.
Okay. And then when they need to go on vacation, then you say, hey, look, we're going on vacation because you can't work anymore. Or, or you've exceeded the amount of time you can work this week or whatever the case may be.
We do have, Helping Hands does have a special needs trust through Arlington that some of our individuals, if they do go over their money in their bank accounts, can actually put some money into that. And if a big trip were to come up, they can take money out of that.
Right. So they're using the money that they earn to go and do the socialization or the trips or whatever else that they're doing.
And many of our folks have families in the area.
Right.
So that they're also getting support through their families as well.
Gotcha. So really you're really trying to help the entire person, like all aspects of their life, not just going out and going bowling or going swimming. You're really trying to give that person an inclusive treatment, right?
Lifestyle,
lifestyle that works for them, works for the community.
Right. Many of the families that we've worked with for many years have said to me, my brother is doing more things than I would ever do in my entire life. They've gone on more vacations. They've done more things.
Yeah, I was thinking about that when you're talking about the vacations. I'm like, they're going everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you are getting some shout out from Brianna Seafelt. Not only is Helping Hands an amazing for the residents and community, but it's also an amazing place to work.
Brianna is one of our newest employees. So thank you, Brianna. And she's just started with our residential program as a program specialist. So she's given us some very positive feedback in the last couple of months. So it's good.
Awesome. That's a good segue into this. Please keep your comments coming. Even if you just want to say, hi, I'm here watching. The comments do help us. And I'll show you and I'll tell you how they help us.
Tell us how, man.
Facebook is looking for popular content to show people. The more people that like this show, the more people that comment on the show, the more people that share the show, it makes it a popular show.
And why does that benefit our guests?
Well, the more people that see the show, the better they are in able spreading their message, right? Yes. It helps them spread their message through the community because Facebook will want to show this popular show to even more people, and we can spread the good word about Helping Hands.
And it is a good word, too. Yeah.
That's why we invented the cast at Glocker.
Yes.
Right?
Invented sounds like a very...
Invented. I don't know. It was the first word that popped into my head. But
I'm sticking with invented.
Nonetheless, please share, subscribe, do what you got to do. Don't forget that we're also on YouTube at Glocker Realty and Insurance. We're talking with Bruce and Laura from Helping Hands. Now, Bruce has managed to stay off the air a lot, but I want to get into Bruce. So Bruce, before the show, we were talking to you. And you have a pretty long, extensive history with Helping Hands, right? How long have you been with the organization?
Helping Hands, 32 years.
And what is your role at the...
I'm the executive director. And just so you know, I hired her as almost hired her as a 16-year-old. So she's literally grown up with the agency.
And you're telling everybody in the whole world how old I am. Yeah. So that's...
Well, you're what? You're with 20-something now?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah, I came to Helping Hands about 32 years ago.
Okay.
And when I came, the agency was primarily had 3 programs. It had its social rec program, camp program, and its sheltered workshop program. Over the 30 years, we've grown and expanded to include the group homes we currently run. Our social rec program expanded into more things like cruises and weekly activities. Our camp program, for many years, rented properties in the Jersey Shore. Mm-hmm. We moved around, primarily in Ocean City, but we moved around as time went on. We finally, several years ago, purchased a house outside of Cape May, which is our platform for doing our camp program down there. And that has grown into an 11-week program, taking about 10 folks down every week. So we've grown from an agency that was maybe $250,000 to an agency that's close to $4 million today in terms of its operation. So we're still small, and we're still proud of being small because one of the things that Laura and I have talked about over the years, as well as the agency philosophy, is being able to be small enough to be flexible,
Right.
to provide services that our folks want, our families want,
Right.
our staff want, and to be able to make decisions quickly and act upon them.
You're giving a voice to people that don't often get a chance to have a voice in our society, right? Like these are a lot of people that over the course of history have been marginalized.
True.
And it seems to me that you're giving them a platform in order to participate more fully in our society, right?
We're giving them a platform, but we're also just simply showing that they enjoy the same things that you and I do.
Right.
They like
Absolutely.
doing the same things that you and I do.
Right.
Vacations, things, anything like that you and I take for granted
Mhm.
sometimes.
Mhm.
That they're like everybody else.
Right. That's important stuff, man. It's super important stuff.
Now, Bruce,
Yeah, go ahead.
okay, Bruce, I want. Can you bring us back a little bit? How did this business start, or this
Well, actually,
organization start? I'm sorry.
That's actually kind of interesting. It started as a grassroots organization out of Pennsburg with a woman called Bev Farkas, who had a daughter, who actually still has a daughter, who had disabilities. And she found that in the western part of Montgomery County, there were no services. There was no recognition of folks with disabilities in the far western county. So she started a social rec program, working with individuals and just families with disabilities, with activities of, in some cases, I think early on it was activities of daily living, how to take care of themselves, things like that. And they expanded to a summer camp day program. And then at some point, the county took notice of it and suggested that she start a more of a formalized day program.
Which county are we talking about now? Montgomery County. Okay.
Keeping in mind that Boyertown and Montgomery.
Yeah, we're
partially
right
in
on the
Montgomery
line.
County.
Right,
So
right.
it worked, but primarily our funding came through Montgomery County.
Okay.
So when that all started, she pulled together a board of directors of people, and with sheer will of her pushing, they formed this organization, and they bought the old Congo Elementary School
Okay. Yeah.
as our basic base of
Over there on
operation.
Congo Road.
Pardon?
On Congo Road.
Yeah.
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 Is that where you guys still are?
That's where our main office.
Yep. Right on the
Okay.
corner of Hoffmansville and Congo.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
What's the address there?
415 Hoffmansville Road.
415 Hoffmansville Road is where you guys are located. Okay.
So that was where the base of operation moved to after it left Pennsburg. And from there, everything from the agency grew out of that facility. We expanded the facility with some grants. And we used to have a major contract with Knoll Corporation in Pennsburg.
Mm-hmm.
Some of that dried up over the years, but now we have a good contract with Power Sports. I will tell you the philosophy of day program services has evolved as well. In the early years, it was all based in the building, either life skill training, our workshop, our senior program. Now the focus is on getting folks out, finding them jobs, finding them social activities, finding them community-based activities. So most of our clients right now are going out every day and doing things, a variety of things, not necessarily work, but a variety of things.
Right.
So that's how it got started, and it simply grew from this woman's seeing a need that the community needed for disabilities.
Which is where I think a lot of things grow from. You know, you find a need and you say, let's fill that gap. You know?
Well, sure. I think that's the cornerstone of entrepreneurship, right?
Yeah.
Whether you're going to start a nonprofit or a for-profit business, it's identifying that need within the community and then finding a way to serve the need.
Yeah.
Right?
So is she still involved in any way?
Not with us, but she's still involved with her daughter. I'll add an aside story because it relates to us. Our first group home was called McCovey Creek, and she actually started that nonprofit group home herself as well.
Okay.
For her daughter. And then over a period of time, it became a little bit too much to manage. So the county requested if we would be interested in, and the families requested, would we be interested in operating it? So that was our first group home. So in many ways, Bev Farkas is certainly the major building block that got the agency going.
And what year was that? Just out of curiosity.
Back in 1976, I think, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Yeah. It's a long time ago.
So
Yeah.
listen, I don't want to interrupt because we're getting a lot of good information, but I also want to let you know that we're getting a lot of shout outs. So you've got a very engaged audience. And I just want to go through some of the comments here that I'm reading and some of the people. I think you'll recognize the names. Elizabeth Polinka is saying, come join us. We're a lot of fun. Gladys Johnson has made several comments. She's saying, hello, Helping Hands. I just want to say that Helping Hands is a place where you can grow and appreciate life. She loves the stuff. She loves the clients. Shauna Smith has been with Helping Hands for 9 years. She loves her guys. They are like my family. Christy Height is Helping Hands as another family to me. I love my job.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's some
Christy,
great shout outs.
Smith and Shauna all work in our day program. And Gladys used to work in our day program.
Okay. So listen, I got these graphics going. Pat from our office, the assistant to the assistant.
The
Pat
assistant to the assistant.
is saying, I love the positive comments of employees who are watching. You can tell they enjoy their work.
I mean, that says so much to me.
It does.
You know?
It means a lot. It would make me feel comfortable sending my sister up there to get involved.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
So I just want to go through some of these other graphics and some of these other captions that we set up. I'm just going to put up their Facebook page. Some people, I'm sure, are watching on the Helping Hands Facebook page. If you are not watching on the Facebook page, I've put the link to the Facebook page down below. You can copy that down, put it into your browser, like them, shoot over to their page and see what they have going on.
Cool.
So will Bruce and I be able to watch this on our page tomorrow?
Correct.
Okay.
It'll be there.
All right.
We are at about the halfway mark of the show. It's about 6:27.
Okay.
You guys don't go anywhere.
Well, I still have a question.
Do you?
I do.
Okay.
I do,
No,
'cause
I just want to prepare people
Yes.
for the transition. But you do what you need to do, man.
All right. I had another question for you, Laura, but I'm going to ask you this one because we talked about this before the show. There's a local celebrity in the area.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
Steve Burns.
I'm sorry. I didn't want to cut this
Which
out.
some people know him as Steve from Blue's Clues.
Yes.
The original Steve from Blue's
The
Clues.
original Steve.
Yep.
Blues Clues.
And there's a connection between Helping Hands and Steve, right? I mean, he's helping Helping Hands.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes. Many years ago, Steve worked for Helping Hands for the social rec program and the summer camp program. And has maintained friendships with myself and his family for many years. Steve has been a significant support to us over the years, from the fruition of Blue's Clues through to currently. Last year, he did the online cameo videos as a fundraiser for Helping Hands and made a donation to Helping Hands afterwards, and he is going to be doing it again for us. It's a cameos, which I was not aware of what they were before he called me last year to ask me. It's a celebrity website where individuals pay for a personalized video by a celebrity.
Like the celebrity can say happy birthday to Jimmy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
My friends got one. A couple of my friends all chipped in and got Gilbert Godfrey to do a cameo for another buddy's birthday, and it's funny.
We just talked about Gilbert Godfrey the other show.
For some reason he keeps coming up. Maybe we
That's
should
funny.
try to get him on the show.
Oh my God, that'd be
Jen,
great.
get on it. But anyway, these cameos. So he's doing one for you.
So Steve, yes, he did reach out and say that he was going to be doing it again for us this year. So I'm significantly appreciative of that, and looking forward to that. Last year he did post a video on his cameo page, so that's on our current Facebook page. And if he does a new one, then we will post that as well.
And Steve was just all over the news. I don't know if you saw Matt.
I
But
did.
he-
I was kind of loosely following his announcement.
Yeah, he posted a video expressing his feelings towards his fans
Yeah.
when he was doing Blue's Clues.
Well, didn't
because
he
now
kind of
they're
explain
older. And
why he left the show? Wasn't that part of it too? Didn't he do some explanation about
I think
why
he did
he
something,
decided
yeah.
to move on?
I don't know. Do you
There was some
remember?
controversy around it, right?
Right. Well,
I think he just mentioned that it was a sudden
Yeah, he left to go to college, and it wasn't a real goodbye. And how do you feel about that, and things like that.
Oh,
So,
okay.
It was recognizing that he left suddenly, kind of thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
He's been amazing support to us, so we're very grateful.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I mean, you know him, I know him.
Yeah, definitely.
And
School too.
yeah, he's
And he's a
great guy.
Boyertown
He's-
local, right?
Graduated from Boyertown. Yeah.
Yeah.
and his heart's still here. It seems like.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, clearly he's helping these guys. He's doing these guys a solid, right?
And so one more thing before we get moving on with the show. So where are the different locations now? So you have group homes, right?
Right.
Okay. Is that the, like, is there anything like that you have in Bechtelsville? Is there any other homes like that? Or any other facilities like that, I guess is a better word.
Our Bechtelsville is our main office. That is the central office for our day program,
Okay.
and our senior program, and our adult training facility, and a lot of our administrative offices. And then we have the 6 group homes, 2 in Gilbertsville, 1 in Perkiomenville, and
2 in Pottstown.
3
Okay.
in Pottstown.
And that's the organization, right?
Yes.
Well, and there's
And then we have
also a
the-
property in Cape
And we
May.
have the
Okay.
shore property, the camp property in Cape May.
So when you say camp property, what is that? I'm interested in what is there at the camp
Well,
property?
it's a 5-bedroom ranch with a swimming pool. It's for those who know the area, it's near the intersection of 47 and Route 9. It's probably about 5 miles outside of Wildwood and 5 miles outside of Cape May.
Kind of right in between.
Perfect location,
Yeah.
right smack dab in the middle. Close enough to do all the activities that everybody wants to do with the shore.
Mhm.
We have a large barn that goes with the property that we can do arts and crafts and that type of activities. A big swimming pool, and a fairly good sized yard. So it's a perfect, and it's all on one floor. So it's totally handicap accessible. And we have 2 handicap accessible bathrooms in the property. So it's just a great property.
Cool.
For our
Yeah, that
needs.
sounds great. I mean, so you run that like over the summer.
Yeah.
Hence
Essentially,
summer
it runs 11 weeks in the summer, and then there's an occasional respite weekend we run the rest of the year,
Mhm.
where we've got a lot of our folks that live with families or stuff that like to get away for a weekend from their families, and so we do that a couple times a year. Give them a break.
That's great. All right, Matt. I think I asked all my questions that I needed to ask. Do you have anything else that you wanted to send to the people? We'll ask you one more time before we wrap things up. But is there?
Well, I like to, you talk about giving a shout out. I'd like to
Mhm.
give a shout out to the United Way of Boyertown. It's been a strong organization that has supported Helping Hands forever. And
Okay.
my full tenure, all United Ways, and we're all struggling in terms of funding and stuff. But I will say that the Boyertown community has been fantastic over the years. The one thing that's really great about the Boyertown United Way is that it's still local. The funds that come into the Boyertown United Way stay in this area. They're linked up a little bit with the national for publicity and stuff.
Sure.
By and large, almost all the money stays here. And there's a very committed group of volunteers that decides where the money goes.
That's
Yeah.
important.
That's
That's
very
important.
important.
I think a lot of people who give want to know where their money's going and what it's doing. And I've been involved in other nonprofit organizations too, and especially one that's nationally or regionally affiliated. You want to know that the money you're giving from your community stays in your community, right? That's important. So here's what I did. I just went over to the United Way of Boyertown's website, and I'm going to put a link up to them in the description. So if somebody wants to get involved in some giving to the United Way, which does go and help Helping Hands, there's a link there for you to get involved in that way.
And they can also donate on your website for
Yep.
Helping Hands directly. Correctly.
Yes.
Correctly.
Correctly? We got what you're saying,
Yeah,
Jeff.
thank you.
And I did direct everyone to their Facebook page. I put that link up several times. I'll put it up again. So Laura is asking people, if you want to connect with Helping Hands, please visit their Facebook page first. And I'll put the link to the Facebook page both in the comments and up on the screen one more time before the show ends.
So if I could throw out just 2 other things.
The time is
absolutely
yours.
can.
volunteer board members are important to any organization. And many organizations like ours struggle to find volunteers willing to be on their board. So if there's anyone out there that would be interested in getting involved in Helping Hands at that level, certainly give the office a call. The other thing of even more importance is there is an incredible staff shortage in terms of caregivers working in programs that for folks with disabilities, nursing homes, just about any type of caregiving type activity. If you're interested in working in the field, it's very rewarding in many ways, not necessarily in the dollar amount you get, but it's very rewarding. And I would encourage you, if you have an interest working for Helping Hands, give us a call. I'll say we're desperately in need of finding good people to work.
Sure.
I mean, everybody, we've got a lot of comments from your either current or past employees, and there hasn't been a negative comment. Every single person involved with the organization says that they love it. And how could you not love helping out some people and maybe getting a chance to go down to the beach or go on a cruise?
Right. Yeah. There's some opportunity
There's
there.
some opportunity there.
For sure.
So yeah, it's not necessarily the highest dollar paying job, but some of the perks might be pretty good.
It's a very rewarding job. And a lot of our staff, we are fortunate that we have many staff who have been there for many years.
Mhm.
Our turnover, once staff are in and trained and they get accustomed to the agency, we have most of our staff have been there for a very long time.
Right.
Mhm.
So that's a testament to the working conditions. People wouldn't stay if they weren't happy or they felt they were being treated unfairly, or conversely, if they were seeing something happen that they didn't agree with, people would amscray pretty quick.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's a testament to you. And like I said, like Shauna Smith is just making another comment. There is nothing more rewarding than what we do, knowing that we are making a difference in our individuals' lives.
That was well said, because you wake up in the morning, you can take a deep breath and say, I'm doing a good thing.
I'm making a difference.
Yeah, I'm making a difference.
A real contributor to society. Carmen Jablonski Wissert. It's a great place to work. Quadruple exclamation points.
That's Carmen. I was waiting for it.
Very rewarding with, I think, 5 or 6 exclamation points.
Doesn't get better than that.
All these people will get $10 bills tomorrow morning when we get back from the
Christmas is coming.
There was an email that went out earlier today. You said good stuff.
No, it's good.
Yeah.
And this is, honest to God, this is what we need to happen. We need people commenting on the show. It will help you get your message out about Helping Hands Pennsylvania. The more people that interact on the show, the more they share it. We can track the views, and we know that the shows that people interact with the most get the most views. Period. So thanks for helping us out. Thanks for helping Hands out. Thanks for helping the community. Thanks for helping your clients, your staff. You're helping.
Helping. That's the word of today, right?
Because they're the helping hands.
Yeah. All right, Matt, bring us into Ask a Realtor, because last time I did it, it was terrible.
I'm going to put this graphic up on the screen.
All right.
I got this cool graphic.
All right, do that.
Ask a Realtor.
Always cool.
Ask a Realtor is a piece that we do on the show during our home episodes. So if we're having a show here at Glocker Realty, we do a piece called Ask a Realtor. You can ask a realtor any question.
Us being the realtors here at Glocker Realty.
Jen puts this post up on our Facebook page on Tuesday. So if you see this post going up at Glocker Realty Insurance on Tuesday, ask the realtor any real estate related question. The question that gets answered on the air earns you a $5 gift certificate to Wawa.
Ding, 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 ding.
Which is right there.
Right there.
So I'm going to take down the graphic. You're going to hold the $5 Wawa gift card back up again.
Okay.
There it is.
Oh, yeah, right here. Ding, 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 ding.
There are some weeks when we do this where we only get one question.
Which is winner, chicken
so
dinner,
guess
right?
who gets the $5 gift certificate? The person that asked the question.
Yeah.
There's no dumb questions.
No.
any question can win you $5.
Yeah.
We answer all of them. We do answer all of
Yeah.
the questions.
Actually, our broker answers the question.
I answered one.
Did you answer one
yeah,
time?
because somebody asked, I shared it over to my page.
Okay.
And somebody asked one on my page. So
Okay.
if they land on my page, I answer them on my page.
So you'll get an answer no matter what.
From a real
Realtor.
professional.
Yeah.
A full-time real estate agent.
Okay.
Not your cousin who sold a house
Or-
3 years ago.
I love the drunk uncle because the drunk
The
uncle
drunk uncle.
always has
The
something
drunk
to say,
uncle
and
knows.
will tell you how you're supposed to do it.
Correct.
Yeah. I hear about the
So-
drunk uncle.
I do need another beer,
I don't have any more.
but
beer.
I'm not an uncle.
I just saddened your day, didn't I?
Yeah.
I'm out of
That's
beer.
all right, dude.
Yeah.
Somebody's phone's buzzing on the table.
That is mine.
Is that yours? All right.
Yeah.
I could hear that on the mics. So anyway, go ahead. So this week's question.
This week's question.
Lay it on us, Jeff.
Came from, I think I'll get this right, Lauren LeCount McCloskey.
That's correct.
Yeah, I got it. Okay, she asks, what is one home improvement project you would recommend that would not be a total remodel to increase your listing price?
Right.
You want me to answer or you want to answer?
Well, I answered it already on my.
Well, let me answer then, right?
Yeah, you
And then
answer.
tell me what, fill in the gaps.
we
if
might
you
might
have different
agree.
Answers. Yeah.
You don't know my answer.
I
right?
don't.
So this will be interesting.
Yeah. So, the age old, you hear it every time, you hear it on every HGTV show. Kitchens and baths home improvements make the most money in the end in resale. Kitchens and baths, yes, but they're big projects.
They're
Even a
huge.
bath is a big project. If you're going to remodel a bath, it's a big project. If you're going to remodel a kitchen, it could be.
We're running about $8,000 for a half bath
Mhm.
and about 12 to 16 for a full.
Yeah, that's no chump change right there.
No.
Yeah. And then, kitchens can go, man, they can go up to
40,
$35,000,
50,
$40,000 easy. Yeah. So, but that, if you want the biggest bang for the buck, that's it.
Okay.
I think, but what I would recommend, I think the number one thing to do, if you're trying to just increase your listing price, your value for your home, is to shine that baby up. Right now, people are not as picky as they were before, like say 2 years ago.
They can't be.
They're not. So I think it's just making the whole house look the best it possibly can. And I'm talking cleaning. I'm talking decluttering, staging, all those things. You put those together, it doesn't cost you very much.
Right.
And you're gonna impress somebody because the first impression is everything.
Right.
I mean, we walk people through homes all the time. First impression is everything.
It's key.
Yep. So I think that would be my best thing. I would just say, unless you want to put a lot of money into it, if you don't, just clean it up, make it shine, and make it the best it can possibly look.
So I agree with you,
Mm-hmm.
especially on the latter part, because that is the exact answer that I gave. Curb appeal. Because most of the time, that curb appeal stuff that you're going to do on a house is stuff that people are already doing, right? Bruce is doing it at his house. Laura's doing it at her house. They're doing it on the group homes, right?
Mhm.
They're making sure that the grass is mowed, the flower beds are mulched, they're power washing the mold off the siding or whatever the case may be. All of that stuff is normal maintenance that you're going to be doing on your house. But if you do it before you're getting ready to list, it's going to make your house shine. Replace that blown out light bulb on the entryway door.
Yeah.
All
Simple
the
things like that.
Simple things.
Yep.
They have, in my opinion, the highest return on investment because you're not really spending a whole lot of money to do that stuff.
Mhm.
And if that can add $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 onto your list price or the offer price that you're going to get, it was worth it for a trip to one of the big box stores or your local garden center.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
the
and
curb appeal.
And you mentioned like the light out on the doorstep.
Yeah.
You're not nobody's gonna say, oh, I'm not gonna buy the house because of that, but it's the whole presentation. It's the whole feeling. It's all about feeling. And that's what I tell all my clients.
Yeah.
When you walk into the home, it's all about feeling. If you feel comfortable, if you feel everything
Inviting.
and everything's in order, you're going to be more apt to want to purchase.
That's right.
Yeah.
I think too is that getting an outside opinion on some of those curb appeal products or projects is a good idea too, because you've developed a blind spot, right? That patch of mold or mildew that's growing on the corner of your house on the siding, you stopped seeing that about 3 months ago. But somebody who hasn't seen your house before is going to see that right off. So talk to your real estate agent about, have them come through and do a arm's length or a neutral view of your house and take their feedback.
Yeah.
And if your real estate agent is telling you, yeah, fix that light bulb, power wash that mold, put some plants out in your garden, do that stuff. It's gonna pay dividends. I agree with you 100%. Those kitchens and baths, if you don't have that in your budget,
Right.
forget about it.
Yeah.
You don't want to
don't do it yourself if you don't know how to.
No, and don't
That's only
be
gonna make it
scrambling.
worse.
There's no reason, especially in the market that we have now, to be trying to scramble around a month before you're going to sell your house to put in a new kitchen.
No,
it's not going to make
not
that
worth
much
it.
of a difference.
Not in this market.
If you're worried about the kitchen, hire a cleaner to professionally clean that kitchen and make it look as good as you possibly can.
Yep.
Right. If the
declutter
light,
those counters.
yes, declutter the counter. If the light is off in the stove, get a new light bulb for the stove. Simple stuff.
Simple stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, the only thing that I would add to that is if you have a roof leak, get it patched. Roofs. Nobody wants to buy a house
anything
with a
like
leaky
that. Any
roof.
kind of plumbing leak or anything like
and
that.
you can fix the kitchen up all you want and the bathroom all you want.
But the big yellow thing spot in the ceiling, yeah, it's still there. No,
right.
no good.
Don't do that.
All right, Lauren, thank you for the question. That was a great question. And she will be getting a $5 gift certificate to Wawa.
There you go.
Awesome. All right. So that brings us to our next segment.
I don't have a caption for this one. I don't think I have a graphic
we
for
need
it.
to do that.
Yeah, I know. I just haven't had the chance to put it in there, but I will. I'll get it. I'll get it.
Or I'll get you one too, if you don't get it.
Yeah, just send it. Just send it to me, and I'll put it on there.
It'd be cool if it said like, "What's going down in Border Town?" Wow. Something really cool like
or
that.
We need to get some old Dutchy guy to say it.
That would be the best.
All right, let's work on
if
that.
my neighbor was still alive,
yeah, we could find one.
Oh man, it would be.
We go over to Cedar Knoll or something.
Yeah. So please join us in this. We're going to discuss what's going down in Boyertown, and if you have any input, just shout it out. Okay, this is all inclusive here.
Right. Yeah, if you guys are doing something or you know something's going on, please, this is group participation.
Or you have any thoughts about what I'm saying?
Yep.
But each week I put out a blog called What's Going Down in Boyertown. You can find it at jeffknowsboyertown.com. In that blog is all the events that are happening in and around Boyertown. I don't stick just to Boyertown. It's a whole area where people from Boyertown would want to go, or people from outside Boyertown would want to come in to Boyertown and see what's going on. Because there is actually a lot of stuff going on all the time. You asked me earlier why we started this show, and one of the reasons was because of this blog. And the blog started because I wanted to. It was a time when the shutdown just opened up. Businesses were back up running and stuff like that. And I wanted to let everybody know there was stuff going on. If you wanted to go out and if you wanted to do stuff, there was stuff out there
opportunity.
To do.
Yeah.
So
there's no reason to be bored.
No, there's definitely no reason.
None.
There's so much going on now. I mean, from when I started it a little over a year ago to now, I mean, there's just tons of stuff going on.
The first couple of times we did it, you could cover all the activities on your blog on the show.
Pretty much.
Now you're at the point where you just have
Yeah.
you're just picking a couple that you think are the best.
Because I can't cover them all. So,
Right.
But I also have a blog where I talk about whatever I want to talk about. Sometimes it has to do with things that are happening in the town. Sometimes it just happens to like news events. Just a lot of times it's just my thoughts. And this week
I've read your blog, dude. I think
Yeah.
you do a pretty good job.
Yeah.
Like, and your school teacher wife must be helping you edit that, right?
She
I'm
reviews. She
busting
does
you.
review each one,
But it's
because-
well written.
Yeah.
It's easy to read, and it's interesting.
Yeah.
You always have some little nugget of something interesting that you can learn.
Thank you, Matt.
Yeah,
Because
I think it's
what
good.
you did is what you said exactly what I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be interesting, and I wanted it to be easy to read. I don't want it to be this. I don't. Want
Right,
this
you're not
whole
trying to
huge
write
thing.
a dissertation.
No,
you're
absolutely
just trying
not.
to introduce people to the area,
Yeah.
things that are going on, and I think you do a good job of it. That's all I'm saying.
So since we have Thanksgiving coming up,
Mm-hmm. This is your theme.
let me ask you this.
Pumpkin spice.
All right, ready? Here we're gonna play a game here, Matt. Ready?
All right.
All right. So Santa is to Christmas as blank is to Thanksgiving.
That's hard.
Laura, you go first. What's your answer?
Probably gonna go with turkey.
Turkey. What's your answer, Bruce?
Turkey would do.
Turkey is it.
I was
Yes.
going to go with pilgrims.
Let's talk turkey. I know. I just thought of that right now. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, it could be pilgrims, but
It's turkey.
it's turkey.
All right.
Because turkey's that's what
Yeah, that's
everybody's
what
going
most
for.
everybody.
Even
right?
if it's tofu turkey for the vegetarians.
Yeah, so
Right.
I have a turkey recipe that I'm doing this Thanksgiving, which is
Mhm.
not traditional, but so I'll share that. But you get into your breakdown,
All right.
and then I'll talk about what I'm doing.
So let's talk about the turkey. Let's figure out. Like, my question is let's learn more about the turkey.
All right.
So let's start off with the easy one. I think everybody already probably knows from school or whatever. Benjamin Franklin preferred the turkey over the bald eagle. You know, bald eagle is our country's bird, right?
Right, the mascot.
Yep. And Benjamin Franklin preferred a turkey over the bald eagle. Did you all know that? Everybody know that?
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, Benjamin Franklin during the Continental Congress and when they were convening to write the Articles of Confederation
Yeah.
before the Constitution, proposed the turkey as the national symbol.
Yeah. Now like from what I'm reading here, he didn't advocate. He didn't say, we really need a turkey. We really need a turkey. It was just more of the fact that he felt it was a better representation of our country. He thought the bald eagle was a bird of bad moral characters because they steal from other birds.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
And he said the turkey was a much more respectable bird, and it also was a true original native of America. So that's what he was like. He just thought it was a better.
He was giving his
choice.
opinion.
Yeah.
Well, you got to remember, he printed newspapers. That's how Benjamin Franklin made his money. So he was used to writing articles and writing political satire, political commentary. So this probably went along with his day-to-day operation of printing newspapers. He printed the Pennsylvania Gazette,
Yeah.
which was one of the major newspapers in the colonies during the Revolutionary period.
Yeah. That's interesting. You always got those good facts.
I
Matt.
studied American history just for like a couple of days.
You learned a lot in those couple of
Yeah, I
days.
did.
Yeah,
It all sunk in.
Did you know that only male turkeys gobble?
That I did know.
Oh, you did that. So you're saying that you actually didn't know about the Ben Franklin thing.
I did not.
Okay. Yeah. So turkeys make a variety of different sounds. They make purrs and yelps and kikis. Anybody want to do a kiki? No. Okay. I didn't think anybody wanted it. But the gobble is only done by the male bird during mating season. So if you hear a gobble gobble, you know what that turkey's looking for.
In the springtime.
Yeah.
There you go.
My son one time, I'll tell you a little story here. My son and I were riding bike around our neighborhood.
Yeah.
And we went past a farm, and it was a turkey. They had turkeys on the farm. It wasn't like a turkey farm, but it was.
Okay.
It had turkeys on the farm.
So these were domestic turkeys. These weren't wild turkeys, or they
domestic,
were. Okay.
domestic,
Okay.
Yeah. And they were gobbling. So I guess they were happy little turkeys, or looking little turkeys at least. And my son gobbled back at him, and they went back and forth for like 5 minutes, like they were having some kind of conversation. So I don't know if they thought my son was a female turkey or what, but they were definitely having a conversation.
Once you get the hang of making some turkey noises and turkey calls, if they're active, they're easy. They're pretty easy to call in.
Yeah,
they respond.
They'll respond
pretty good. Yeah,
yeah, because they were absolutely 100% responding. Because we would even pause for a minute, nothing,
and they were on
then
top.
They gobble. He did his gobble, and they gobbled back.
There's a lot of wild turkeys around here too. We do have a lot of them. I saw
did growing up. I don't know if I'm crazy, but I don't remember very many turkeys at all growing up.
I remember seeing them more and more when I was in my 20s. So yeah, maybe as times pass, but now
I remember seeing lots of pheasants when I was younger.
Well, yeah, the pheasant population has gone down.
Yeah.
The place that I saw the most turkeys around here ever in my life was when I was working over at Green Lane Park.
Mm-hmm.
I was a park ranger there, and I took our one truck back up onto the north side of the park, and I was driving back through some of those fields. I saw 65 turkeys in one flock.
That's
65
huge.
of them. It was the most I've ever seen. And then maybe 2 years ago, my son and I were going down Farmington Avenue, and 17 turkeys crossed the road in front of us. Yeah.
My parents have, and they're near the park, and they have two separate groups of like 10 to 15 walk through all the time, like almost daily.
The turkey can range up to 5 miles. An adult male turkey's range is 5 miles. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, now you do.
Yeah.
I hunt these things. I'm into hunting.
What do you mean their range? What do you mean by
their range? Like their territory that they travel around in. Their range. They will range up to 5 miles. One adult male turkey can go up to 5 miles.
So you hunt them. So you better know all these answers, Matt. Ready? So I'm going to have some questions for you.
Right. I'll try my best. But we have guests here that might know something too.
I
don't want to hog all the airtime.
Yeah, right. So a lot of people think turkeys can't fly, right? Like there's a whole movie about turkeys not flying. Kids movie.
They fly.
Wild turkeys can
fly.
Yes, they can. They actually, I was surprised to see how much they can fly. They can fly at speeds up to 55 miles an hour, which is pretty fast.
Yeah.
And they can go for like a mile or more.
Yeah. I mean, they're not flappers like other birds.
They're flap and then they glide.
Yeah. So I watched one. If you've ever been over to Green Lane Park, the main entrance off a hill road, you know how it's a hill going down to the reservoir. I watched a turkey run down that thing and then take flight. Yeah. And it sailed all the way across to the other side of the reservoir.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, they can fly. And at nighttime, they fly up in the trees to roost in order to get away from predators. They don't roost on the ground. They go up in trees.
Well, you just ruined my next thing.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
Mr. Know-it-all.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. So yeah, wild turkeys sleep in trees. Did you know? Yeah, exactly for that reason, because of predators.
Because of predators.
So they sleep up in trees. They're safer up there, and they can't see so well at night.
Yeah, not during the night.
During the day,
daytime, they
primarily on the ground.
They have really good vision during daytime.
Yeah. Look, you're watching. You're like, I don't want to say too much.
I got to be careful because I don't want to give anything away.
All right. Well, here's what I thought was an interesting fact. You know what a turkey snoot is? Do you know what the snoot is?
No.
It's the thing that hangs out. Yeah. So the snood is there.
SNOOD? Is it
exactly?
All right.
Exactly.
Okay.
It is there for I guess it's there to pick up a suitable mate.
Okay.
So the women are looking for the snoods, and they're looking for the snoods that are longer in length. And then they feel that's
snood size matters.
Snood size absolutely matters. So
Fair enough.
Yeah. So size does matter sometimes,
Gotcha.
especially with snoods.
With snoods.
Because a big snood is the same as I don't know. I'm just
I
was wondering.
Right. I don't know.
I'm just throwing that out.
I don't know either. Somebody's going to watch the show and run out to the snood doctor to get their snood extended.
I'm gonna get a bigger snood. I don't care if it's fake.
Check your comments now.
We did get a heck yeah for Tofurkey from Brianna.
All right,
Yeah.
sweet. See, she's looking forward to it. That's the prize in Thanksgiving. Okay. And there's only one thing that can outdo a large snood, and that is
There's only one thing in this world.
Well, there's only one whatever thing I have here.
Okay.
Did you know that the turkey's poop identifies their gender?
I
Like,
did not know this,
there's
but
two
this
different-
could be helpful.
This could be helpful.
Yeah.
The two different genders,
Mhm.
male and female,
Right.
of course. Their droppings are different,
Okay.
and so you can tell, like, if that's the one dropping for the
Yeah.
female.
So what's the difference?
So okay, here we go. The male's poop is shaped like a J,
Okay.
and the female's is more spiral shaped.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I did not know that, but I'm going to add that to my memory.
Yeah.
You know how I find them in the woods sometimes is they scratch.
Okay.
And when because they're looking
Scratch
for,
what?
they scratch the ground because they're looking for insects and they're omnivores. They'll eat anything.
Right.
They eat snakes.
Oh yeah, they'll eat meat and
They
everything.
eat little baby birds out of ground nesting birds. They eat seeds. They eat anything they can get their hands on or their beaks on. They scratch. When they're scratching, they scratch in a V pattern. So the top of the V is where they started, and then they scratch backwards out. So if you look at that V pattern, you can tell which way the turkey was facing or which way it might travel from that V.
So it's like this.
Yeah.
Like it's doing this.
Yes. So the top of the V
Is like an arrow saying I'm
Correct.
going this way.
Yeah. So when you're trying to look for them in the woods, that's one of the indicators of not only that they're there, but the direction that they might be traveling.
That's really interesting.
So now I'll
That's
add,
better than popcorn trail.
because the other part of it too is in the spring, you can only hunt the male turkeys. In the fall, it's turkey season. So it's either or. But in the spring, it's spring gobbler.
Mhm.
So by knowing how to look for their droppings and which dropping is which sex could help you track them better in the woods. I'm going to add that. I did not know that.
And with the gobble thing, that's why it's called a gobbler, because the male gobbles and then the female's a hen. Because
they don't.
Yeah, they don't.
They just cluck and purr.
Yep.
Yeah.
And kiki.
And kiki.
And kiki. Don't forget the kiki.
I can make a kiki call
vodka.
with my turkey caller, but I can't do it with my mouth. Some guys are really good
Can
at
you
that. Do you know that every year they have
a competition?
yes, it's
Yeah,
an
I've seen
international
that before.
competition. People come from Mexico and Canada and all over the place, and they have this competition to see who can do the best turkey calls.
You
every
want to try
year.
one here?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I would embarrass myself.
Okay.
But
I don't
No,
mind if you
these-
embarrass yourself.
these guys are unbelievable, and it's not just turkeys. They do other bird calls
Yeah.
too. But one of the main events is this turkey calling.
My family just watched a movie. It was from I think 2011, I think.
Mhm.
But it had a lot of big people in it, like Steve Martin and stuff like that. But it was called The Big Year.
Okay.
You ever hear of it? Anybody ever hear?
I have not.
It's about people who try to see as many birds as they can in 1 year, and it's all done on the honor system. Like,
Oh yeah. So I've participated in this. I do now know what you're
what do you
talking
mean
about.
participated. You
So-
went for a big year?
Yeah, well, in January,
Yeah.
it's either in January or February is when you report your sightings.
Yeah.
And
Okay. I think it's by the end of the year.
yeah. So
So-
December, January. I
31st.
remember it being cold.
Mhm.
They call it the Big Bird Watch.
Yeah.
And you report your. So my son Patrick was all into this,
Uh-huh.
and for his environmental science club, he participated. So I opened up an account on the website, and now I'm like, my son and I are official. Yeah, this is.
Oh man, you got to show this.
We
movie.
haven't done it for a couple of years, but yeah, we participated.
You
in
have to show this movie to your son then,
Okay.
Because it's really a really great movie. It's not like it's not a barrel of laughs or anything, but it's so interesting and like humorous at the same time. You're not going to be rolling over though, but it's like it's funny.
I'd probably enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's all about birds of prey, and
Yeah,
I can tell you where bald eagles nest all around, but I won't.
but it's like a real thing that people. I mean, they
Yeah.
dedicate their year. I don't say their life, but their year.
Yeah, bird
To
watchers.
try to see how many birds they can, and they find up to like 700 birds.
Wow.
Yeah.
We did
but
it-
all over the world. They
Yeah.
spend their money. They don't have a job half the time.
We did it. I think the time period, the reporting period that we participated in was 7 days or 10 days.
Oh, okay, it was like
And-
a mini. It was like a
Yeah, it was like a
big
mini
week.
one. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. And we saw the one year we reported something like 50 or 55 different species of birds just in that. We went out for a walk every day
Yeah,
to do it, and we were serious about it. But
yeah,
it's not that difficult to start racking up some numbers if you're really paying attention to what's in your backyard.
yeah,
And that's where we started. We just started in our backyard, and then we would walk down to Memorial Park in Pottstown
Mhm.
because you have water birds coming in there and field birds and all that stuff. So we just did it in our backyard in Memorial Park. And I want to say 55, 60 different species of birds. Yeah.
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 That's pretty cool. Yeah.
It's cool.
I mean, the movie is like, and I mean, the big year is just it only takes you can only look in America. Like you can go Hawaii, but any place in America.
Right on.
But so I thought it's a good movie. I recommend
So
it.
we're coming down to the end of the show. Actually, we're going a little bit over, but the conversation is good and we still have people logged into the show. So I think, Jeff, you should start telling people, besides going do some bird watching, what else they
Did
can
we get
do.
off track? Is that what you're saying?
No, it's cool. It's a good conversation.
All
I'm
right.
just letting you know where we're at on time.
Well, I
that's
want
all.
to start off by saying that Glocker here is doing their second annual food drive.
Yeah, we better talk about this. We'll
It
get in
was-
trouble.
It was so big, we don't want to get in trouble with Jen. She lays it down. So this Friday, the 19th, November 19th, starts our food drive. You can drop off any non-perishables here, and that goes to the Salvation Army. And we run it from now, the 19th until December 3rd. And you can stop here. We're open every day between 9 and 5 every day. So we would appreciate your donations. And we're going to be giving away a bunch of baskets, different choices of baskets where, so you drop off something, you can sign up. You come back another day, you drop off something, you can sign up again for these to win these baskets. So lots of fun. You're doing the right thing, and stop by and say hi to us.
Yeah,
Right.
there was some people in today that were dropping off some stuff.
They're
and
already dropping off
They're
stuff.
already dropping stuff
Good.
off, so it's getting ready to happen.
Awesome.
So participate, please.
Also this Friday, myself and Glocker Realty, we are offering free popcorn to everybody at
The state,
the State Theater.
nice.
Yep. It's opening night of Ghostbusters Afterlife, which is like
I saw the
The
trailers
sequel.
for that.
It looks good, right?
It does. It looks pretty
it
interesting.
looks like on the same level of like not scary, but scary and funny as the original movie.
I was older when those came out, so I didn't think Ghostbusters was very scary.
No, it's
But
not.
if you're
it's
a
not,
young
it's
kid,
not.
it could be.
I've been showing it to my kids. I mean, they've been watching it since they were kids.
Right,
Like kids,
right, right.
More kids. So yeah, it's not super scary. That's why I quoted. That's why I did a quotation.
I got you.
Scary.
All right.
But it seems like it's the same level. Like I think it's going to be good.
Okay.
So anyway, so go and see the movie this Friday at the State Theater and get a free small popcorn on us.
Nice.
Yeah, right?
Can't go wrong with that. What's better than free?
I mean, I don't think there's anything better. Also, let me see who the Pepper and Stick Candy Store
Mm-hmm.
is doing their gingerbread house make and take. So you make your gingerbread house and you take it home with you and you have it for the whole season. on November 20th, which is a Saturday, from at 12 and at 2 at the at the 242 Church in Gilbertsville.
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know what
No,
that
it's
is.
in Boyertown. 242 Church. It's
Is
in
it?
Boyertown.
Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, the thing's being hosted by the Peppermint Stick.
It is being.
So
hosted
you
by the
could
Peppermint
contact them on their Facebook
That's
page.
where you need to sign up for it, because you do need to
Gotcha.
sign up for it.
Gotcha.
And so you have to sign up before by the 19th. I think you have to be signed up for it.
So you got 2 more days to get registered for that.
Yep. So also this Thursday and Friday, there's interesting wine drinking and having fun going on,
There you go.
which is always good, right?
There you
Do you
go.
like wine?
No.
Okay. Do you like wine?
No.
Okay. I like wine. I'm not a wine guy, but I like wine. Do you like wine, Matt?
I like certain kinds of wine. I'm picky. I'm very picky about wine, but there are some kinds I like.
Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
But if you do love wine, there's 2 great events coming up. Thursday, there's Wino Bingo at Adello Vineyard and Winery in Perkiomenville.
There you go.
We've been there. It's a great winery. Their wines are great.
You've been there?
I've been there.
Okay.
My family and I.
Weren't they going to come on the show at one point? Where was
No.
some winery that we were trying to get to and never came together?
I think they're a good one for the show, because I think they're doing so much all the time.
Right. So we'll have to talk about getting them on.
Absolutely. And it's like a fun family run business.
Right. They got a good story.
They got a good story, I'm sure. But then and then that's Thursday night, and Friday night there's trivia night at Ridgewood Winery, which we had
been
on
to
the
that.
show. We were there, yeah. And you know, who doesn't love trivia? Trivia and wine, trivia and anything is good.
If
Just
they have
trivia
enough
is
turkey
good.
trivia, I could probably win.
Yeah, you were doing pretty good today.
Yeah, I was all right. Don't forget, folks, that you can see these past episodes of these businesses that we're mentioning on YouTube at Glocker Realty and Insurance on YouTube. If you want to see us talk to the Peppermint Stick, if you want to see us talk to Ridgewood Winery, they've all been guests on the cast at Glocker. Shoot over to YouTube. And while you're there, hit that subscribe button.
Yes. And just to throw out there, the Colebrookdale Railroad, they're doing their fall foliage ride still. And the trees are still covered.
Yeah, man, you can't beat that.
No.
I mean, the view that you'll get back there through the Manatawny, it's just unbelievable.
beautiful.
You're going to see parts of this neighborhood that you've never seen before.
Absolutely.
Literally.
I mean, really, really, for sure. And they're also doing the rail bikes. And I think that won't be going too long. I feel like the season's got to be ending, since it's going to be getting
I don't
colder.
know. We'll have to catch up with Nathan.
Yeah.
I was talking to him on a regular basis, and then I kind of he got busy. We got busy. We're gonna have to connect back with him.
They are busy. They're doing it every day. So the rail
That
bikes
rail
are
bikes is a
every
smash
day right now.
hit. It's a smash hit.
Yes. Yeah.
They were just gonna do it like as a kind of a thing. It sold out so fast. They went and bought more bikes. They put more bikes
And
together.
they're still selling out like crazy.
Still selling out like
Yep.
nuts. So yeah, check that out. Apparently everybody loves it. He told us that people are coming as far away as Russia and France to come take a ride on the
That's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're getting international travelers coming to Boyertown
I've
to ride on the train.
I've witnessed. I've talked to people that have come from all over the country. I haven't talked to anybody that has come from outside the country, but all over the country that people are coming to the Colebrookdale Railroad.
That's
So
awesome.
it is huge, and it's only going to grow more and more. Lastly, I want to just put out there that Wednesday is Thanksgiving Eve, and some people participate in the biggest bar night of the year. And when I say some people, I have been known to. I have kids now.
I
can't
used
do it
to.
anymore,
I used
but
to go out. That was
Yeah.
huge. And now I see a lot of high schools or a lot of classes are doing their high school reunion on that night.
Yeah.
I
That's
think
good.
Pottsgrove.
makes
I think
sense.
like the class of 91 or 92 from Pottsgrove's having their reunion on that night.
I'll tell you what, the class of '91 in Boyertown keeps on failing.
Yeah,
Just
we
putting that out there.
we've missed our past. I think we haven't had a reunion in like 10 years.
This is our, I don't even want to say how many, but I think it's like 20th or something like that.
You better check that yourself, brother.
And there's,
I don't want to say the numbers.
it's
gonna
what it is.
surprise
It's the
you.
20th. It's the
No,
20th.
it's not.
It
It's
is.
30.
It is 30.
Oh crap! It's the 30th.
Ah!
All right.
Yeah,
so,
dude. Eye opener.
Man, I just got 10 years older than I thought I was.
Dude.
So yeah, so our 30th would be this year, and there is nothing going on.
Yeah.
Once again, I don't think we've had anything.
My
since our
class-
5 years.
I graduated from Pius, and I graduated in 92, and we're failing miserably as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So anyway,
big drinking
so
night.
big party night. I think a lot of people are going out this year. That I think all the bars are doing their thing. So there's going to be a list. Come to the blog.
Yeah. Jeff knows Boyertown.
Jeff knows
I'm going to put that back up on.
is
Yep.
the website, and what's going down in Boyertown is the blog, and then that's where all the events are. But I will throw one out there, just as a teaser.
Yeah.
The Washington Grill and Pub
Mm-hmm.
in Bechtelsville, Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
is doing a Thanksgiving Eve throwback dance party.
How far are they throwing it back?
Further than just as far as
20 years
us.
to 1990.
I think they're doing 70s, 80s, and 90s. Or something
Okay.
like that. Yeah.
All right. Well, that doesn't make
And they can't throw it back past us anymore.
The DJ probably wasn't even alive then.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't
Maybe,
know.
I
I'm
don't
just
know.
saying.
You never
I'm just
know.
talking crap.
Yeah. So that and much, 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 much more on the blog. So go check it out and be a subscriber. Subscribe to it. I will not contact you for real estate stuff. If you subscribe, I don't care about your address, your email address, or anything. It just goes to the blog, and the blog does its thing. It just sends it to you each week.
Right. And in
That's it.
hopes that one day you'll think, oh, Jeff also sells real estate.
Yeah. He's the guy that gives me my events each week.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's a
But
great.
I will not I don't contact anybody.
It's a great thing.
Yeah.
But you should contact Jeff, is what he's saying. He's
That's what
not
I'm
going to
trying to
contact you. You should contact him.
Yes.
I'm Matt Green at Glocker Real Estate. That's how you can find me on social media. Just search that. Tomorrow is Thursday, which means it's Porchcast Pottstown. I'll be bringing you news and updates and events for Pottstown and the surrounding area. Don't get worried. We talk about Boyertown on Porchcast Pottstown.
Who you have tomorrow?
6:00, we're having our Porchcast historian, Todd Bainbridge, is going to be on to give us a very interesting Pottstown history lesson.
I like that.
We're also going to be catching people up on Porchcast news and updates. We have some internal business that we need to discuss with our regular watchers.
Wow.
And then, as you well know from doing your blog, we have a list of news and events that's as long as your arm.
Yeah.
So Amy's going to try to plow through as many news and events as we can.
Awesome.
Todd Bainbridge, our Porchcast historian, is going to be doing a Pottstown centric history lesson. And then for the remainder of the show, we're going to be bringing the Porchtonians up to speed with Porchcast business.
I love all this stuff you got.
We actually have a
That's
serious decision that needs to be made.
Wow.
And we're going to put that out to the Porchtonians to help us make the decision.
So wait, let me ask
that's
you.
my
I
teaser.
have to ask you this.
Yeah.
You put the question out to the Porchtonians.
Yeah.
And are they going to make the final decision?
It's the decisions
or are
in
you
their
going to
hands.
override it?
No, I'm not. We're not going to.
Whatever their decision is.
Whatever their
the group
decision is, whatever we get the most votes for, because we're a democracy on Porchcast. That's what we're going to do.
Love it. All
yeah.
right.
So that's my
I'm
teaser.
in.
Join in at 6:00. You'll find
be
out
there.
what's going down.
For sure.
Put your 2 cents in.
Okay.
Our guests today have been Bruce and Laura from Helping Hands. They supply residential help, social help, socialization, work support, all kinds of things for people with mental disabilities in the southeastern Pennsylvania, right?
Yeah.
Mostly Montgomery County and Berks County.
There you go.
for the most part.
I'm going to put their graphic back up on the screen here so that you can find out more about them and how you might be able to get involved. They are hiring right now. If you are looking for a job or know someone that's looking for a job in this field, they need help right now.
A job that you can feel good about doing.
We've had multiple of their employees comment on the screen tonight. We did not get a single negative comment. Everybody, in fact, loves their job.
And what I feel like is that a lot of people are, you know, the great resignation that they're calling it right now.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot of people that are not happy with their jobs,
Unfulfilled.
or unfulfilled, which I think this is the right fit for some of those people.
Yeah.
You know,
So
it's fulfilling.
give it a shot. Reach out to them and see if you can find some more fulfillment in your job through helping hands, helping their clients achieve a more well-rounded and engaged life.
Mm-hmm.
Do it.
That's what life's all about.
I'm going to do this graphic one more time as we're doing the final outro. We're the Castic Glocker every Wednesday at 6 o'clock. Please tune in. Thanks for joining us tonight. Thanks for all of your comments.
See you next time.
See you next week. No problem.